Hello, friends, philosophers, and fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Hodgepodge Tavern. I'm your DM Carl, and today we're stepping through the portal to the infinite planes. Let's discover our forgotten memories. Alongside you, we have our players.
I am Philippe. I play D, the wizard.
I'm Alex. I play Sprite, the fairy paladin, aka Marigold. I don't know if I'm ready to use the real name yet.
Yeah, that's
What
totally
is the
up
real
to you.
name?
Marigold.
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, don't do that.
To be confirmed.
To
To be confirmed.
DBC.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I play Spike, the Bladeling monk, or Hashkar. He's cool. He's never gonna focus, but I'll do this every time.
One day I will.
When we got our podcast and you just stood there like doing this, and there's audio only.
I'll let this guy will be. Sounder.
Long silence.
Very descriptive.
I'm Josh. I play Link, the Wunderbard. And he's great.
Nice.
He's great.
He's great.
You're great.
Modest.
Well,
great.
We're all
Good.
great.
Hi guys, I'm Kim, she, her, and I play Brady, the changeling monk that goes by they, them.
Excellent. Now, colours. Let's stumble into the darker things.
Yeah.
Kyle, if you could do a nice summation of our previous session, please.
Last time on Hodgepodge Heroes,
Dun, dun, dun.
baths. Lots and lots of baths. We got really clean in the last episode.
Yeah, we did.
Which was kind of warranted, as the team finally took off for the ascent up Mount Celestia, some with less enthusiasm than others. It was a grueling and tough climb where, at some points, the party could have fallen and broken their necks. It was Spike's fault, she didn't do rope properly. However, despite the failings of the smallest team member, the party managed to climb up into the next level. Just before they could enter, though, there was a magical fog blocking the way, which only Spike, as the most righteous and noble of them, could pass through. Thankfully, he was also merciful and allowed the lesser creatures a chance to see the paradise above. And what a beauty it was, a land in permanent sunset of rolling fields and gentle breezes. It even had a magical unicorn guardian. Like, literally, a unicorn in fucking golden armor.
A floating unicorn.
Yeah.
Mr. Unicorn proceeded to question us like this was a traffic stop, and some of us treated it like that and employed the right to remain silent, which turned out to be a hilarious mistake, as he then gave out his magical golden hair to the people who gave him their life story. It's fine, a unicorn was a little word anyway. Afterwards, the party journeyed on to their final destination, dun dun dun. The Nectar of Life, which was a magical lake.
Glass turn.
The glass
time.
time.
Nectar of life.
Nectar of Life was the town.
Glass Tavern.
The glass.
The Glass Tavern, that place, which was a magical lake that you threw gifts into to appease your gods and get your wishes granted. I'm ashamed that I only now thought of throwing the sword in there and yelling Excalibur, but as a substitute for a magical sword, we got a magical man instead. D, on whose behalf the party started this whole journey, was able to cleanse himself physically, spiritually, mentally, and pharmacologically, completing a journey that began on the side of a river of forgotten memories. Few credits. He also got a few helpful tips from his chosen deity about fixing a little jar daddy problem. Not wishing to miss out, other party members joined in on the holy water bath craze. Spike, now more often styling himself as Hashkar, waded in and offered his wood. We left off just as Link and perhaps Sprite were considering their own divine experience.
Jesus Christ.
Good summary.
Nice.
You should be a writer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ah. Have you ever considered that?
Maybe.
So, you are all still at the side of the glass tan. After a couple of hours, your friend Hashkar 102-17 is starting to awaken from the temporary coma that they slipped into after receiving their vision.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember your vision.
Yes.
Oh shit, I think he's finally waking up.
Ugh.
It's been like 4 hours.
What?
I mean, it's been a long time.
Are you okay?
It felt like a moment.
Really?
Felt like a moment passed by.
Well, I hope it was. I hope you got some good stuff. I mean, we made sure you didn't drown. So.
I'm gonna go into my bag, which I left by the shore, and look for the letter.
So you find the scroll that was
scroll.
given to you by your friend.
Mm-hmm. I shrug. Now's the best time more than any, and I open it.
And as you open it, and you sort of read through it, it's filled with various arcane incantations. And although you're not one who is magically inclined, you feel that the recitation of these would yield a magical effect. The scroll is of plane shift.
Oh.
Oh. He's I forgot his name.
Good friend.
My friend.
Oh, buddy.
Best buddy.
This is a thing that happened in real life as well.
Mhm. He's just chilling on the shore. You could probably be like, "Oi,
Yeah.
hey you,
Hey, alright.
hey."
Mate.
Oi.
Yeah, he is chilling by the side.
This is like some weird, like spring break by the lake, but everyone's on like hallucinogens. Like there's just weird people like communing with the
This is
water.
Yeah.
This is the hot spring episode.
Your
In every
upbringing
anime.
sounds way more fun than mine.
And then
Oh,
there's,
God.
Oh, I never had it. I never had a spring break like that.
there's some idiot who decided to take all these drugs and then go swimming.
And then goes.
And we all had to drag him out.
And then they made a video about him to warn others.
Yeah.
Veshnir.
Veshnir. Do I know exactly what plane shift does?
No, it's just the title of the spell.
Oh, sure.
But the name is relatively
Self-explanatory.
self-explanatory.
Probably.
Just
To
like
move to it.
whether, just like whether details of it's just me or it takes other people with me. Yeah, I'm just gonna look over at Veshnir. It's gonna like nod.
Hello, my friend. I am
Anything
glad to
okay?
see you are well. You have awoken from your experience.
It was certainly a memorable one. Thank you for showing the scroll.
You feel like the moment is right.
The moment is right for me to know what it is. To use it is another matter.
Well, it is a gift from a friend to a friend. I have no intention of going back, I do not think. I feel I may be here a long time, trying to find what I am looking for.
He's an elf, right?
He is a water
He is
genasi.
a water genasi. They don't like eternal, are they? They're not long-lived.
They have a reasonable life cycle.
Is it like elfish or
Um,
humanish?
I think more humanish.
I think it is a little bit
Yeah.
more, like a little bit long,
Yeah.
longer than maybe like a
Healthy
dwarf or
human.
something like that.
Mm.
It's about 120 years.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
slightly extended.
Yeah, Hashgar, Spike, will nod to him. I feel obliged to say you can call upon me if you need. But I must also warn you. This may be the last time we ever meet.
It may well be. I think that is only down to our own wills and the wills of the multiverse. Perhaps Unity of Rings will see that we come together in full circle. Who is to know?
Who is to know? And I nod. And I can back out and sit along the shoreline, pondering.
Although time together has been brief, I have found it fulfilling. I hope you too have found this.
You have offered me a perspective that I not considered before. That in itself I find valuable.
Then our friendship is fortuitous.
Indeed it has been.
Well, I do not know if you intend to stay here much longer. I'm probably going to continue my pilgrimage soon.
I think this is where we, and I gesture to my party, will be going back down the other way.
Certainly. Perhaps we will see each other, perhaps we will not, but this gift I gave you, hopefully it will take you where you need to go.
If you'll stay with us for a moment,
Certainly.
at least until we depart, and I will find either I prefer like a piece of wood or a piece of paper, but something I can write on, and I will calligraphize I guess like a symbol for friendship or like brotherhood on
Yeah.
it, and take my time on it.
Excellent. Yeah,
Give it to him.
if you're taking your time and you have the proficiency and skill to do so, you're able to make quite a remarkable depiction of friendship, how that means and represents itself to you. If there's any particular way you want it to be, or just leave it at that.
Just leave it at that.
And the rest of you are still at the shore. If you have a little read through the scroll, it can take up to 8 people. And you can go to any plane, but the scroll is one-time use.
And you can designate a particular place in that plane, can't you?
You
But
can
it
indeed.
might not necessarily.
You may not necessarily
According
go
to
at the
the DM.
door, but you will be able to at least be within visibly eyeshot of
Yeah.
the thing.
Might be outside the city walls or something like that.
Do we all know how we're gonna get back to Sigil?
There was a portal at the bottom of this lake, right?
That's a signal, right?
To Sigil?
It was to the
no.
elemental plane of water, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we need to go back where we came.
I
I believe.
want to push my statue in
Okay.
Okay. So
before we go.
Yeah.
I just
Ooh, what you doing?
what was your statue was a depiction of Lakshmi, wasn't it?
Lakshmi, yeah, Lakshmi with multiple arms and hands outheld, and I'll put each of the tokens, like one token in each hand of the those good luck tokens that I bought.
Yep.
So I'm using my College of Creation for the first time. I'm going to make a 5-foot statue because I can't make it any bigger than that.
Pretty good though.
Yeah, I mean it's decent sized. And I'll put the things in. And I'll say, I don't know what this is supposed to do, but I guess things have turned out pretty well so far. So you're probably watching over me, maybe? I mean, my luck's been alright. Like, we found a cure for my dad. That's pretty lucky. So, yeah, thanks. Stay in touch. I'll just push the statue in.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
2.
2.
Haven't we
So-
all got 2s? Didn't we?
So many twos.
Yeah, I think everyone got a 2. Like,
So, as you push this thing out, you can see it sort of drifting out into the water, and it starts to slowly sink as it's sort of gone about a foot or two away from the water's edge. And as it starts to sink, you see the water manifest itself again, and it shoots out and hits you in the head.
as I see it bubbling, can I use an action?
You can.
I'm just gonna go chair, and I'm gonna sit down.
Yes.
Like a big floaty armchair. I'm just gonna sit in the
Yes.
chair.
So as you do so, you sort of slump into the chair as you fall unconscious.
Nice.
As
Someone finally being sensible.
Yeah. But if this lasts for 4 hours, my chair will last for 2 hours. So halfway
Well,
through, I'll
I
just
think
go.
I think it's 2 hours because you rolled a 2, right?
you order two,
Oh, is this
it's
the
two
amount of
hours.
time?
Yeah.
Oh, so just as it finishes.
Yeah.
Because my
Shit.
my thing lasts for 2 hours.
That'd be
Will it
hilarious.
last for my proficiency bonus amount
Do you
of
need
hours?
to be concentrating on it?
No.
Perfect. In which case it stays there.
Yeah.
So, as you fall unconscious and you feel your inner mind wake up and you're in a relatively sized theatre and
Nice.
you're sort of behind the curtain on the stage of this theatre and you sort of pop your head out and you can see a huge crowd sat down in a sort of auditorium-y situation, and you have your what's your instrument? I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it a violin?
Violin is my
Yeah.
main instrument.
You have your violin. You sort of look around and you can see that you are surrounded by a small orchestra. Small. You look out onto the stage and you see a group of people, one of which is a quite large, booming individual, and you see a familiar face. You see Brady on the stage performing
I'm not there. Oh my god, I have so many things I want to say.
performing a play. I can't
we
remember
know
what
each
the name
other?
of the play is off the top of my head, but it was the same one that they were performing in the...
Oh yeah, the life of someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
The melancholy of
Alexander Hamilton. I don't know.
yeah, it was something like that.
I've got so many like
Brady's just
little...
rapping away in the middle of it.
Wait, so you see me in my character form?
Yes, in your character form.
Oh,
And
cool.
Brady is like center stage performing at the moment.
Correct.
And I'm waiting in the wings watching this performance from the side.
Yes, and you are playing music.
Ooh.
As you sort of look around, you notice that you are the supporting band to this particular performance that is being done, and the auditorium, in your mind, you recognize it as the one that you are on stage on in your sensory stone as you look back on your memories.
Ah.
Enrique Woodhouse?
Yeah, that sounds
Something?
right.
Woodhallow,
Yeah.
I think.
I can find the little card that I have, but it will take me a second, so
The Aeon acting troupe.
yes.
Oh my god.
And then after 2 hours of this performance, what feels like 2 hours of this performance,
Oh my god. One of those.
you find yourself waking up on the shores of the glass town.
So yeah, as I wake up, the chair will just sort of dissolve with a little tinkle of notes underneath me, and I'll, oh, Brady, where's Brady? Where's Brady? Look at her. Brady, Brady.
Howdy. You feeling alright?
We know each other.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
I mean
we
like
do.
no, I mean like we. Before we know each other.
Wait. You mean before the river?
I had a bath dream, you know.
Tell me everything.
So, and I'll just say, so there's the play, and then you were there, and I was the music, and I'll tell her that.
I'm hearing this right.
Yeah, you.
Wait, so what was Brady doing, and what were you doing? And
She was the performer. She was like the main. Well, they were the main actor.
on stage.
Yeah, and I
And
was.
you were there doing your musical.
I was in the.
accompaniment.
I was the part of the band for the troupe.
You worked together.
Yeah.
Oh my.
You have.
Oh my.
You probably have
days.
loads of friends in common.
Well, now we have to find this acting troupe because they might know the band that you used to work with as well.
Yeah.
That's
And they'll know
crazy. You guys.
what
You know-
happened to us.
I always knew that we had something. Like when we woke up, I was like, I like this guy.
I know,
It's
yeah.
so funny.
I feel like, we had something in common. Huh.
Wow.
The
So-
location was the Musica Duas Coles.
Musica duas colores. Alright, cool.
That sounds right fancy.
And it was the rise and fall of Enrique Woodhallow.
Enrique Woodhallow.
Rise and fall of Enrique Woodhallow. So, surely they would know if both of us disappeared, right? Like, you were like the lead part.
Maybe we hated each other and we had a duel and we both like shot each other at the same time.
Maybe.
I mean,
But
that's
then, like, why did we end up in hell?
That's true.
Yeah, what did you guys get up to together?
We raised hell and then we ended up in hell. Mm.
Yeah. Maybe
That
it
was
was like
poor.
an
Sorry,
epic,
I can do better.
epic night out. And we
I
ended up
wouldn't
in
be
hell.
surprised.
Could have been. Until then.
I mean, that makes sense why maybe we met through the sensates. Or,
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That
Perhaps creative people get pulled by the sensates.
drawn to that, yeah.
they've got a recruiting office.
That would make sense. I mean, if you're
That makes sense.
pretending to be someone, pretending to be someone else,
Mm-hmm.
experiencing the world through the eyes of not just yourself but other characters,
That's true.
Oh.
Very interesting.
and with
Right.
your abilities.
Wow, that's heavy.
Are you gonna
Oh,
make an offering?
yeah, I think so. But mine's not going to be anything like you guys. You know, nothing really special. I just
Remember what our unicorn friend said. Remember, if you throw an offering in and you want, why are you laughing?
because my memory's
Uniform.
really bad.
Have a uniform, cool friend.
Oh, uniform.
If you throw in something and you want knowledge,
I know.
you know?
I
Okay,
know.
you remember.
I know.
I can't even remember what he said now. Grow
just-
or know or something like that.
Gotta be a grower,
Not a
Not
knower.
a shower.
not a knower.
Yeah,
Not
that's
yeah.
it. That's it. That's right.
Grower, not a knower.
Yeah.
I have these bronze flowers that we picked up ages ago.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. You
From-
bought off that little kid.
The urchins.
Yes. Well, they were gifted to me,
That's
and it was around about the time that I was feeling, like I wanted to be more within nature, and we wanted to go and find the garden, and ever since I've kind of learned a little bit more about my, downfall, maybe, I don't know. I just feel like I want to pay tribute to my fallen friends. So I just want to put these flowers in because
That sounds real nice.
I just want to give something as a tribute to them because I haven't been able to do that in any ceremonial way. So, yeah, that's what I like to do.
Okay, so you're
Just putting
placing
them
them out
in.
into
just,
the water,
yeah, and that's
and
it.
again,
That sounds nice.
they drift out for about a couple of feet, and then the water just sort of takes them and it pulls them down. Roll me a d6.
A 4.
So the water begins to bubble and manifest, and a short burst shoots out and hits you in the head,
Someone gets. Oh shit.
Like swatting a fly.
and you fall unconscious. And you see and relive the events of Heart's Faith.
Heart's
All-
faith. What the?
When
The
the Modrons,
The Modrons came.
were marching themselves through the city and you were running around trying to help as many people as you could, you relive that moment.
Like catching the old people and the children out the window and
Exactly.
everything.
All of the events that took place there. And you see all of that. And after 4 hours, you begin to awaken. And you feel a warm tingling sensation as you awaken move up your leg,
My leg. Which leg?
your right leg.
going on?
It helped.
Are you looking down?
Yeah.
So as you look down,
Feeling.
you see. I gotta find the name.
Because you've got names all over your body, right?
Yeah. Well,
And you had,
on my
like,
arms I
didn't-
have names,
didn't
and
you
then on my
have
legs I have
designs?
vines.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
designs of
Right.
vines or something.
Yeah.
I think you've got names on there as well.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Well, it's
The
a
names
small
of
body.
But you would know.
Yeah.
It's a small body.
Small body. Yeah, they had to go somewhere.
Buddy.
So you see one of the names
Oh my god.
on your leg
Oh, it's the one that disappeared.
start to erase itself. I'm trying to find the list of names that I have.
Someone in Heart's Faith that was on your. Oh my god. Maybe. Maybe.
What was the name?
I'm double checking what the name is.
If that's important, you can go ask for it.
Yeah.
So,
It must be.
Kamalis.
How am I spelling that again? Was it K?
C-A-M-A.
Oh no, it's Campos.
Kamalis.
And the name is just disappearing, like.
Exactly. The warm sensation is as if like the scarring of your skin starts to heal itself over and the name disappears.
Whoa.
Damn.
Can I connect that with like any particular face from the vision? Like, was there a moment of like a stronger?
Do me a religion check.
Do it now.
Okay.
A
she's-
religion check.
What with this one? Oh my god. Okay.
Philippe has a strong feeling about this.
It's a good religion guy.
That's a 15.
A 15.
Nope. Yeah, it's 15.
You don't acknowledge the name with any particular person. However, as you sort of think through the events and you sort of watch as this name sort of stitches itself back up on your leg and as if there was no name there whatsoever. And you think back on all the information that you've learned, you managed to piece together that by helping a large number of people, you think that might have been what's erased the name from your body.
So a really good deed
That
erased
makes me think-
something that you've done. Or
That
not.
makes me think that I'm responsible.
Oh, you're atoning.
Or at least that name, maybe the person who's connected with that name wanted to help a lot of people, so you're like filling in a goal that they wanted to do or something.
Maybe.
Maybe that's looking into it too much.
I don't know. It feels like atonement.
Yeah. I just don't want to think that you were a bad person. I can't imagine it.
I can.
You're too cute.
Everyone is capable of evil.
Yeah.
We don't know who we were in our past life.
I do.
Yeah, and look how that turned out.
That's crazy.
The more we learn,
I'm
the
kind
worse
of-
it gets.
I'm kind of looking at D with kind of some. Like, are we the same? Are we like. Were we both like bad and are we both trying our hardest now? And
If you look at me like that, I just say, you know.
not in a
look at-
bad way,
Look
just
at,
in
look at
like
me.
like a do we have more in common than I thought?
I'd like to think that I'm not the same person as I was, so
I don't think you
the
are.
same can be done for you. All you can do is try to do better. That's how I
Exactly.
see it. Otherwise, I would have killed
And
myself several days ago.
True.
One way to do it.
Okay. And I'm just gonna like rub where the name once was and study the other names for a moment. And then I'm just gonna stay quiet.
Because of this, there's so much time passing. I would have made a campfire, and there would be like, you know,
Yeah.
hot water and food
Roasted
and stuff like that.
weenies.
Yeah, and hoping to like dry
Yeah.
people, because everyone is wet, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or was wet.
Everyone
Yeah.
was.
I'm glistening. Shiny.
indeed wet.
Rusty.
Yeah, interesting.
I was thinking like a ice cold like can of Coke or something when you take it out of an ice box and it's just like sweating.
Yeah.
I think we all had some interesting experiences.
Well, from the highest point to the lowest, we'll have to go back.
I think we need to go back to Sigil as soon as we can,
Yeah.
just for my peace of mind.
I am gonna collect some like workable driftwood nearby
Okay.
for crafting and character development purposes.
Yep.
Character development components.
Yes.
Yeah, there were a few trees that have been sort of around, and pieces have dropped off on this large plateau.
And I am going to work on, and in future free time, until such a time it will be done, using my woodworking skills, I'm going to whittle something that would form into a necklace. I'll get back to you at
Yep.
some point what that would be, but
That's not a problem.
something.
You're working on it.
Yeah,
Something to
I'm
work
working
on
on it.
whilst you've got some downtime and
Yeah.
doing things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
If we're leaving, are we leaving?
Yeah, I think so.
But we don't
Once
know
we've-
how to get to Sigil.
Just go back.
I think we go back down and
Go back down. Because
You
there's
know
there's a
that-
portal in the
In the middle
Nectar
of
of
the
Life.
sea.
no in the Nectar of Life.
Where
Yeah.
did the
Is there?
Modrons
Oh
go
yeah,
through?
that's right.
alright.
Did the
Oh, no.
Modrons go through like a nearby?
They like
If the
built
bridge
a
is still there.
bridge and went through
the
thing.
bridge-
Yeah.
Led to a portal that goes out to the Outlands.
Okay.
To I can't remember what's called off the top of my head. But yeah, it's a portal that leads out to the Outlands, which is sort of like a central area of the plains.
If we go back to the Nectar of Life, there will be information on how to get back to Sigil. It's literally the most important, like, hub of
Yeah.
things.
It's the city of doors, like there'll be
And hopefully
It was the Nectar of Life was where a portal was
Yeah.
set even
But it was-
before
I
we set
feel
off.
like
but it was kind of shut to only particular people.
okay.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
associated to the Fated's headquarters.
Right, so we gotta
Ask for a favor or pay
Do a favor
for
for
it
them, yeah.
or find another way.
before we leave, I'm gonna get a water skin of the glass tine water.
Okay.
Can I count that as a vial of holy water?
Yes.
Nice. I don't have any plans for it, but I just thought,
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
That's
if any
useful.
water's going to be holy water, it's got to be this.
And I would have a look at if we leave or when we leave. I would just have a little look back towards the water and kind of remember as the pages are burning, and just think to myself in my own mind, no one will know this. Like, have I done the right thing here? Getting rid of that knowledge and choosing a different way of doing things. And then, maybe I get lost in thought for a second, thinking that, and maybe I eventually come out of it listening like, these guys are far off now, and I just hear the screeching sound of, I don't know, Link laughing, and that
I have a musical laugh. Thank you very much.
A grateful tinkle.
Yeah.
maybe I used the wrong word.
Screeching to your ears.
But that wakes me up. That brings me back, and I follow.
Any sound of life and happiness is screeching to do with this.
Only
Still
death.
getting used to living people.
Yeah.
Sound.
Okay, so what is the plan now?
Head back to
The Nectar of Life.
Nectar of Life, find the portal, do what we need to do to get through the portal.
Excellent. So I have placed a small calendar out on the table, which is the calendar of where you are. I've
Yeah.
marked the X on the day that, the last X, because I've marked every day that you've had since the start to your current point in time. So the last X, which is on the 35th,
Yep.
is what today is.
Okay.
And then you've got next month, which is Quintember.
Oh shit, Haskar's address is only 2 days away.
How long will it take us to get to the Nectar of Life? Seeing as we're going down and we kind of know the terrain.
It took you 3 days of climbing up the mountain to
Mhm.
get from the Nectar of Life to the Glass 10. However, you were informed that travelling back down is a lot swifter and easier
Okay.
Hmm.
because it's not an uphill battle of
Yeah.
proving yourself.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a trial.
It's not meant to be a
Just
Can we
repelling.
find a goblin with a glider?
Yeah.
a goblin with a paraglider. There are none of those, unfortunately.
Big balloon.
But what you would notice was, as you're sort of heading back, it's less like climbing a mountain and more like walking down a hill.
Hmm. Cool.
It's good.
Well, I
So-
guess we walk.
Traveling back would take half the time, so it would take a day and a half to travel back.
Oh shit, that doesn't give us much time.
It's gonna be a tight one.
I really don't
kidding?
like mountains.
Oh, I love it. I'm gonna miss it, to be honest.
You've been doing so well.
Thank you.
Well, let's go down and see what happens.
If we want to really not miss it, then we can push ourselves and get a point
Not
of
sleep.
exhaustion.
Which you can perfectly do if
Sorry,
you
what?
wish.
I think if it takes us a day and a half to get there,
Oh.
then that's half a day to get through the portal, isn't it?
It's a very tight
It's
schedule.
very
though.
tight.
It doesn't really leave
We
room
can
for
It,
always-
would- it would be you arriving on the day of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can always go, push ourselves,
Yeah, and then have a
get the
rest.
exhaustion, and then, yes, if we then have too much time, we
We
can
just
sleep
have a
and...
rest, yeah.
I'm
True.
happy to
How-
push on.
What
Alright.
bonus will that give us in terms of time saving? How much will it save
So
us?
if you just constantly go without any rest whatsoever, it will be just under a day,
Okay, cool. That gives us a bit more time.
and that would give you a level of exhaustion in doing so.
Alright, everyone happy with that?
Mhm.
Sounds good.
Alright, cool. Let's do it.
Okay. So the trek down is a lot easier. As I said, it feels like walking down a relatively steep hill more so than climbing, where you had to like put your pitons in. Actually, it genuinely feels as if the sheerness of a mountain is lessened.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't like mountains. They change on you. You never know what you're gonna get.
To be fair, this is a rather special one.
Yeah, I don't think this is standard.
No?
Oh, we'll have to travel the plains and climb them all. I'm inspired.
Gotta climb up.
Glad I said something.
So, with pushing yourself, you are able to make it back to the. Oh, yes.
As we're going down, do we see anyone climbing up?
You do not.
No?
No.
Okay.
It's almost like they're on a different track.
They're
kind of
phased
thing.
out.
Mm.
Yeah,
Can I use my stone as we're traveling down
Yeah.
and just take in the experience of going down Mount Celestia and like the beauty of it and the harshness of the landscape and
How it
friends
feels
and
like
stuff.
the ease of travel in such a harsh landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I just would like to.
That's fine. So you're using your sensory stone that was given to you by Link to record that memory
Yeah.
and that event.
Because everyone goes up it, but does anyone come down?
People have been known to come down, but yeah, whether somebody who's a sensei had come down, you're not sure.
Alright.
But you definitely know one person did, which was the person that was Dee's previous drug dealer.
That's right. Yeah, that guy.
He was capable man.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
He was a
And
stand-up
and
guy.
a good guy.
I like him.
Yeah.
We should have lunch when we get back to Sigil with him.
Could be a quick chat.
Don't humanize your drug dealers.
I mean, they're people too.
They've got wives and kids,
Yeah.
possibly.
You're there for the transaction and you leave immediately.
You don't know the reasons why he's selling.
You don't want them now.
No, you don't actually. Just in case.
So, after just under a day's travel, you manage to make it back to the Nectar of Life. You are exhausted. Although it was an easy trek, you pushed yourselves to your limit, and you're wearing heavy, thick clothing to counteract the weather. It was very uncomfortable. It's probably the most uncomfortable you've been since you've been on the plane. But you do make it back to the Nectar of Life.
Alrighty. Oh, that was killing me.
Yeah.
Can I have a piggyback?
No.
Let's get back to
You can
Sigil.
fly.
Yeah.
I know, I'm tired.
Oh.
Flying takes effort. Do you think flying doesn't take effort? Is that what people think?
Yeah, you're just floating out there, aren't you?
Yes.
No, it's cardio.
Ah,
Oh,
I never thought of it that way.
I'm always
I'm
underestimating.
just amazed that your wings didn't freeze. They're so thin.
Yeah.
oh, I am ready to have a lay down and maybe a pint of cider or something.
Sounds good.
Some of us get a place for us to go have some food, and some of us go and talk to the tower or go to this place and see how we can get back home. I'm sure they'll have information.
I volunteer lodging duty.
Alright,
Do you want to chat to this group?
sure.
See what they,
I want food.
You guys
see what they say?
ask in the tavern, see if someone knows anything.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll see you in a bit.
You look like a big ham to me right now.
You look like a little ham.
Well, thank you. A hamlet, if you will.
Oh dear.
You love me, and I'm gonna tweak his nose and then fly off. Suddenly became my
Spike!
I am too tired to retaliate.
I'm
Bye.
going with these guys
Okay.
after seeing that display.
Alright. Let's go have a quick word.
Okay, so who's going into the library, and who's going to the taverns?
Link,
Three of us.
Link, Spike, and D are going to the library.
Okay, cool. So, in terms of finding lodgings, it's relatively easy. There's a lot of free places for people who are pilgrims. You stayed in one of these before whilst you were waiting, and yeah, you basically get free food and board as long as you declare that you are or have been on a pilgrimage.
Ah,
Ah.
that's good.
Cool.
It's not hard for us to find a bed. I love
Mm-mm.
this. Should we have a nap before we ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
Just
we?
just like 10 minutes.
Just like 15. I'm gonna curl up like in the crook of Brady's arm, like
Oh.
you're like Ross and Joey, like all nap together.
Best friends.
The group that heads to the library, they find themselves with the same situation. The individual, the bear-like speaker, is stood on his podium. He seems to be in the exact same position as he was when you saw him days ago,
Strong boy.
and he is just constantly rattling things off, and you have the sound of the scrolls being written down with quills, the scratching of a good 20 to 30 people just noting everything that he says into these tomes.
Find the closest, what were they called? Person that will lead me to the knowledge that I can pay for.
Yep.
The intern.
Intern, yes. No, that wouldn't be paid. That would be free.
Yes, so as you sort of wander around, you find one of these individuals. They are a gnomish individual.
Friend, may I inquire something?
What can I do for you, sir?
We are looking for the fastest route to Sigil.
Well, we do have here in the library a portal that goes to Sigil. It will pop you right in the center of the Horde of Speakers.
That sounds fantastic.
How much will it cost?
A secret. Somebody must declare a secret,
Just the
proclaim
one.
it, just the one that will open the portal.
Fine.
Declare a secret, and the portal shall open.
Alright. Okay. Sure.
We can do that.
Link doesn't look happy.
Oh, I'm
He's
just
got a
trying
lot. He's got a lot of them.
And
Which
they'll,
one?
they'll point you over to the far back end of the main hall.
That way, yeah.
There is a person stood next to a doorway, and he has a quill and a piece of paper.
Okay. How much do I owe you for that?
That is free.
Oh, thank you.
It doesn't require me to go out of my way to find anything.
Appreciate it anyway.
Should we go
Oh,
and get the
wonderful
others
system.
and
I think we go have some food, some rest, and then
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
yeah?
I didn't think it was gonna be that quick.
No.
No, I thought we were gonna have to go through some
Hey.
serious amount of convoluted effort.
Do a job for them or something. All right. Well, let's go and get some food.
Food, drink. I need to take these shoes
Rest.
off for a minute.
Sprite's
To the
like,
tavern.
So as
So-
you head there, you see Sprite and Brady just unconscious.
I imagine Sprite smells like, you know, when they go, wee 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 wee.
Deep in slumber. You see, like, would you have eaten beforehand?
No.
No.
We just passed
Just resting
out.
our eyes.
There was like a bedroll, and I don't think we could resist
No.
just falling on it. Just
I think I may do the same, and not even.
Group nap.
not even wake us up.
I'll get some food.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some food.
Sleep.
Food and then fall asleep straight away.
Excellent. So, if we mark off, so it would have taken you a day to travel.
I have a question actually.
Yeah.
For about my changeling abilities. If I change into a different form before I go to sleep, do I revert back to my natural state when I'm unconscious?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
You stay in the form that you were in.
Nice.
The only time it would be
Changed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Would be if I was like dead.
I believe so. Yes.
That checks. That tracks.
You-
Okay.
So,
How? If let's say we sleep 8 hours now.
if you sleep 8 hours, you wake up in the morning.
Perfect.
We can do that.
Beautiful.
It's good timing.
Yeah.
Because if it was a job that was going to take us
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
Yeah.
effort and time to do, then we would have had the extra time.
Yeah.
All right.
Sprite's gonna wake up like extra early and go out and find like little breakfasty rolls for everyone. Is there like a little? Are we in an inn?
The breakfast buffet.
Yeah, it's kind of like a hostel
Okay.
sort of thing.
Is there like a little serving food area?
Yeah, so it's very similar to like a soup kitchen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
So people come in and volunteer time for pilgrims to be able to eat and sleep, and it's sort of like a very community and charitably run organisation. You notice that the individuals that are running the place have a patch on their arm that you haven't seen before.
Ooh. I think this is like the first morning in a long time that Brady hasn't been up
Sorry,
before
sorry.
everyone else. Like I think they're taking that opportunity to have a lie-in with the rest of them.
So
Um,
what kind of food can I get?
It's mostly just raw fruit.
Okay.
You have a couple of sort of fruity pastries as well that some people have made. All of it with the fruit from the local orchards and everything like that. The individuals that are serving have a insignia on their clothes, which is that of a helmet, sort of like a diamond that goes down the nose, and sort of helmet that goes around with spikes coming out the side.
Nice.
We haven't seen this one.
No.
I haven't seen that insignia before.
Is that kind of like a Valkyrie style helmet? It's the only thing I can
Similar,
think of.
yes.
Yeah, like just to give us humans context.
Yes.
Okay.
I might actually have.
Like a Viking style kind of vibe.
In fact, I do. Here you go. So it's a little bit blurry, but this is for the camera,
Oh,
Yeah, it tilts it down a bit.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
It's like a
and
pumpkin.
I'll pass that around.
Like a pumpkin.
it's like Thor's helmet with wings.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
It's cool.
Alright.
So you guys some food and you come pick us up, or you just have food yourself?
No, I wanted to get food for everyone.
Okay, I'm just asking.
That's why I got up. Yeah, I'll get like a couple of those pastries and like some fruit and things, and then how would I pay?
It's all free
It's all free.
under the
I might
pilgrim.
leave like a silver piece as like an offering.
Who would you like to offer it to?
Oh. Who needs it the most?
It would be under the different deities, and
Oh.
it would be distributed amongst their people.
Can I... But do they recognize my god?
So you have the holy symbol of Mialiki. Mialiki is not a deity that is on this plane.
No.
They don't have any churches, temples.
Well,
or
I'll
anything
just
like
give it to the person and say, like, you can choose.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go now. And I'm gonna go back to wake up the guys gently.
Oh, I'll go.
And just kind of like put the fruit in your mouth. Dole out the goods. And then I might mention who I've seen a new guy down there. Never seen that faction before. Describe the symbol. Anyone seen that before?
If they're giving out free food, I don't mind.
Yeah, I guess.
Good luck to them.
Should have asked really, but just
I mean,
They
we did.
expect-
Some of us did look at that book of all the different factions. Remember?
oh yeah.
What was it
Do you
again?
remember?
They did some research on it.
Yeah, it was like. Do you remember seeing there was like a helmet with like these wings coming
Do
out?
I remember?
Yeah, you spent a fair bit of time researching all the different factions because you wanted to sort of come up with an idea on
Which one to choose?
which one to go with. This is the faction known as the Bleak Cabal.
Oh, they sound lovely.
Oh, and they love to just help everyone because they think that life has nothing more to offer than just what we have.
Exactly.
Those
They-
guys.
So
they
might as well
believe
make
that
it as good as
Everything is pointless and there is no real purpose for anything, no real meaning, and as such, they just help those that are in need because that is the only thing that they can do that they feel has any purpose.
Oh, yeah, nihilism faction.
Yeah, cheerful nihilists.
So they are.
But it's nice because they're not just like, oh, nothing matters. Let's fuck shit up.
Yeah.
They're like, nothing matters.
Let's just
Aw,
help people.
Let's make everyone's life as nice as possible.
I'm over that.
The information you would have learned about them indicates that a lot of them tend to contract a ailment, which basically causes them to have very large waves of
You looking for the word? Melancholy.
melancholy.
Nice.
Quite often, sometimes they'll wake up in the morning and they will not be able to get out of bed.
Aww.
Okay.
That's what happens with those guys.
That's real interesting.
Did they want to help the most?
I think we're on a.
What did you guys have any luck? I'm sorry, I just passed out when we got here.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got a
yeah.
portal ready to go.
We just need to give them a secret, and then
A
we go through the
secret.
portal.
That's the key,
I
I
suppose
guess.
that's the key to get through, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I have any secrets from you guys. I don't think I
To
know any
what?
of my
The
secrets.
secret's to them.
Ah.
That's what it was.
Like, Dee really likes feet.
I think it's probably gonna be true. I don't.
Alright.
If that was a secret, it's not
You
now.
You should use that one, and then we'll know whether it's true because the portal will open.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. That's a good game.
Alright.
Guess Dee's fetish. We just stand there guessing
guys
every
are-
single fetish.
You guys are into kink shaming, it seems.
No, we're
We're into
celebrating.
kink discovery.
Absolutely.
Maybe you don't even know about it.
I feel like the lies and the kind of eye of the beholder situation here.
Yeah.
Let's get a move
Beholder.
Yeah.
Where?
on. I think we don't have much,
The holder, I hardly knew her.
we don't have much time, to be honest.
I'll put a
No.
couple of coins in the
I can't believe I slept on that.
offering as well.
It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Nothing
There's no point leaving any coins.
Oh man. I
It
think we gotta
mat-
get you
matters
away
for
from these
this
people.
life.
Yeah, that might be a bad fit.
Yeah.
Because are like my favourite faction, just personally as a out.
I think they're not a good
Yeah,
fit
like
for
them.
D.
Everyone got everything?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it'd be nice to get back to Sigil. Let's go.
Thanks for the fruit.
You're welcome. I'm on delay today.
That's alright.
He's
So-
like watching through the stream.
As you make your way back to the library and towards where you were pointed to by the gnome, you see the individual sat there with his quill and his parchment, and he says, "Good day.
Good day.
Howdy.
Hello.
How can I be of service to you today?"
Looking for a portal to Sigil.
Ah, excellent. This one here goes to the Hall of Records.
Perfect. And the secret?
Yes.
Do we say the secret? Do we think it?
You proclaim the secret out loud.
Who wants to go?
By doing so, the secret no longer has the value of a secret anymore. It is giving it up to the world.
How secret does it have to be? Is
Something that you would consider a secret.
Okay. Okay.
Something that you would not want anyone to know.
And one secret for all of us?
One secret will open the portal.
Alright, who's got a juicy one?
I think you've already know
I-
way too much about me.
I step forward and I look up and I proclaim. I gave heavy thought to leaving this group.
Oh,
Hot damn.
And that is the secret.
And is it true?
It is true.
So this portal starts to fizzle, and as it kicks itself into life, the doorway takes on a muddy brown sort of haze to it, and you can smell wet books coming from the wall.
Nice. Great. Great smell. Well, I think that's it. Thank you.
Excellent, and you can see he's writing down the secret.
Alright, see you on the other side.
I'll
Draw
be
a
the
little sketch of your face.
yeah.
This guy specifically.
I'm galloping through the portal.
I'll be the last one through.
Okay.
I'll be first.
As you step through, you are greeted with a dirty, brown, robed individual as you step through.
Just standing there.
And as you look around, you find yourself in a large room with various doors. It's a circular room. All of the doors have like different markings on top of them, and there's just a good 30 doors just all around this circle, and then one large door at the far end. And you're greeted by this person in a brown robe, and what are you doing here?
Just leaving.
We're on our way to the Hall of Speakers. This is a Hall of what?
This is the Hall of Speakers.
Is what a portal went
I
down.
should have not drunk as much last night. Yes, we are here for this. We have arrived at our destination. When is the speech taking place?
Oh, in about 2 hours. Did you not hear? It's been moved.
What would you mean moved?
Where to?
They're having it at the Tower of the Worm,
Where's that?
What's that?
just across the road from the prison,
Oh,
Oh.
Why is it called the Tower of the Worm?
because it's the execution room.
Oh,
Why
that
are we
is
doing it
not
there?
good.
Uh-huh. So,
Have the speakers
Because-
changed?
What?
yeah, they...
What happened?
Hashkar has requested it be held there.
Oh God.
Yeah, one of the factions is mine.
Yeah,
The Mercy Killers.
Mercy
Mercy
Killers.
Killers.
Who?
Is this the Mercy Killers?
Like
Where you're at the
headquarters?
moment
No.
is...
No,
The prison, yes.
Tower of Worm.
the Tower of Worm
Here,
is,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Do you know who did you say the Ashkar requested it?
Yeah.
Yes, Hashkar requested it be held there. There are rumours that Nilesia is said to speak.
Well, I guess we better get a move on then.
How far is it from here?
So, let's move our map back, because you are back in Sigil.
Yay, the single map. Where everybody
Yes, it
hates
does
me.
smell like Sigil.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm home.
I know,
Crime.
just the way that he was like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
It like was just.
What are you doing
It's like,
here?
what are you doing
Get the
here?
fuck out.
So,
So the prison's up here.
yes, the prison's up there, and
They
the
don't know where we
Hall of Speakers.
Somewhere down here, right?
Yes.
Hall of Records. is there.
So we're quite
That's
far away.
that's the
That's
prison,
the-
isn't it?
This is the prison.
Yeah.
That's the prison.
Oh.
That's the prison. Firm ground.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the armory. There's a
I
prison
can
and
get
armory
my
which are
map.
very similar looking.
Well, that's
It's not named.
Rotten Row, so that's going to be the prison, right?
Yeah.
so is this the
Oh,
tower?
look, it says Prison
That's
Row.
the Tower of Worms.
Where?
Doesn't it say
No,
prison
sure.
row there?
That's the
Yeah,
tower.
Prison Row. That's the prison.
That's the
Oh.
prison.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's
The prison
tower,
wasn't
yeah.
But
actually named.
still, we're way down there. It's gonna take us a while.
Yeah.
The Hall of Speakers is in the Clerk's Ward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is by the Hall Records District, right?
You're not going to make it.
Yeah, we better.
You would have to make
Better get a move on.
swift movement. Fortunately, it is.
It is the morning, and if it takes
It is the morning.
it
It's
takes
going to be a couple of hours, so you'll be able to make
Let's
it
go
there if you
fast.
go swiftly,
Alright.
Let's go.
As in running or just not dawdling?
not dawdling.
Okay.
all right,
Cool.
let's
No
go.
stops.
Let's
We can
go.
always come back afterwards
Yeah,
if
don't-
we need something.
What's the way to the exit? Sorry, mate. I mean, we're in a bit of a rush.
The large doorway.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Makes sense.
The big door that says exit.
So,
Appreciate it.
as you exit, you're met with the dirty water of Sigil as it's raining down on your
Ugh.
face. This is the first time that you felt
It burns.
rain since you left Sigil.
Hood up. Hood up. Hood up.
Home sweet home, AD.
No,
The
thank you.
the smell of sewage and
Ugh.
mud and dirt and grime and people pervades your nostrils after being in a lovely place with sweet scents. You are
It's
now
feeling real.
barraged with
Yeah, this is a real heaven hell situation.
I feel like it's on me.
I don't think we appreciated where we were.
When
Enough.
you blow your nose tonight, it's gonna come out black.
Oh.
You remember?
Yeah.
Mm.
Ew.
I
Like
mean,
our way.
nicer than
Ugh.
you.
There's a
I
hole
also
in the
do
world
missing,
that's great black
so-
pit
Yeah.
that's filled with people who are filled with shit. The demons of the world inhabit it. Do 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 do.
I'm
So-
glad to be back.
as you make your way through the streets, muddy puddles splash as you stomp your way through. The rudeness of the people is very prevalent as people are standing in front of you and you try and move around them and they're like, "Ugh."
Yeah, to you
walking here.
too.
I'm walking in.
I feel like Sprite the second time round is going to be a bit more hardened to Sigil. It's a bit more like the locals.
Yeah.
You know what to expect.
Get out of here.
Our way.
And you make your way through the Guildhall ward and the Market ward, and as you head your way up into the Ladies ward, you also start to notice the prettier and more well cared for buildings, ones with gardens and gates and large houses.
Look, that's where Zadara lives.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that character.
Wonder if the dogs are okay.
I'm sure they will
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Hounding us down later.
Let's continue.
Eventually, you make your way to the prison, and opposite the prison is the Tower of the Worm. So, if you notice where you see where the prison is,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
there's that little tower behind it, up the top.
This
Oh,
one?
that one?
Yep.
Yep.
That is the Tower of the Worm.
Nice.
Cool.
This building is a huge tower that juts out, taller than most of the other buildings in the immediate area. It is made of a black stone, and you can see that there is a large sort of podium, not podium, like a balcony
Hmm.
that looks out over the top. Other than that, there are no windows going up. The picture has windows, but there's no windows going up. And at the base is what looks like a relatively large coliseum. And you can see hundreds of people are starting to make their way in to the building. It's looking a bit on the lighter side, so you imagine there probably would have been a lot more people, but you're pushing it time-wise. And they start to filter in. As they filter in and you join the throng of people, the building itself from the inside has a row of seats that go around in a large circle around the tower. in the balcony, you can see that there is someone there standing to attention, and you join the throng of people that are seating themselves in the observation area. You look down into the pit, the center, and you see a set of gallows
Makes sense.
with nooses
So
and a large door at the base of the tower.
How many nooses?
There are 16 nooses.
Okay, so it's not for us.
There's a reason why they got mocked here.
I don't know why I'm so paranoid all of a second.
As you take your seats,
We're home.
as you all take your seats, the
You said D. I
No,
thought it was
D,
for me. I thought it was for
sorry.
me.
the individual that's standing on the balcony unfurls a scroll and taps his throat, and with a very loud, booming voice, starts saying, "Thank you all for coming to Hashkar's address. There has been a change of schedule from normal. Hashkar himself will not be speaking. He has
What?
delegated."
Boo!
Yeah, boo.
We came for Hashkar.
We're not the only ones, right?
Who's this dickhead?
There is a bit of murmuring going
Okay.
through. Nobody's outwardly booing.
Okay.
There's one person outwardly booing.
Just you.
You're good at projecting your voice, right?
Yeah, thaumaturgy.
Somewhere else.
The honor of speaker has been dedicated to Alison Nylesia.
I'm gonna
She
do
is
that.
the head of some.
Mercy
One
Killer.
is one of the
Mercy
family.
Killer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She's 18. She's a child.
I met her.
That's
I met her.
That's
Yeah.
why she's little.
Yes, I met her.
It's funny as well. It is like you didn't boo her. You don't really want to boo her.
No.
You've made a right choice there.
I take it back, I take it back.
Unboo.
Unboo.
Oob.
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 In attendance, we have Factol Sarin. And you can see that from the side there is actually like a special, like a viewing box. Like if you go to a sporting event, there are sometimes special boxes for VIP guests.
Yep.
They will point towards this viewing box, and a large bulk of a man dressed in full red plate mail that's adorned with spikes lurches into this sort of special seating area, and he is followed by a entourage of likely red armored clad individuals, all wielding hefty weapons.
So what's the name again? Factor.
Factol Sarin,
Siren.
Sarin. Of the Harmonium. Then we have Factol Hashkar of the Fraternity of Order. And you see coming out into one of these viewing boxes a short, dumpy dwarf with a big red nose and a long white mustache. And even from here, his eyes look very bloodshot. You're quite a distance away, but his eyes are like red. And that's not normal for dwarves.
Bloodshot as in he cried, or is ill, or is tired.
Or has been awake for days.
Awake.
Oh my god.
Damn.
You tired ass.
He's wearing long blue robes that are adorned with sort of a delicate motif on them. And he's also wearing a hat that is about 1/3 of his height.
I'm imagining like Mickey Mouse as the wizard, the
Yeah.
sorcerer's apprentice. I don't know why.
Cute.
Factol Rowan Darkwood of the Fated. And you see a 6'4" male human. He's quite lean, but you can see he actually has quite a lot of muscle to him. So he's no fat, mostly just muscle. He has a tanned, craggy face that's covered in scars, and the rest of his body that's sort of on display is also covered in scars. He's wearing a long blue cloak with red robes. Factol Reese of the Ciphers. And out pops a familiar figure you have all at least seen, and one of you has met Factor Reese. The long pointed ears and dusky skin and red eyes of the tiefling leader of the Ciphers steps forward. You can see her sort of horse-like legs and short reptilian tail as they step out with their long black hair, and they have a small actually, in fact, they are completely alone. The others all sort of seem to have people around them, and Factor Reese will instead climb down from the viewing podium and just sift themselves amongst all of the onlookers, the general population, many of which are sort of like dirty hive and
Peasant
the
folk.
lower ward individuals. Factol Erin Montgomery of the Sensates. Woo woo!
We love you!
And A woman.
We feel for you.
a woman with short, wavy, silver hair steps forward with a very sort of angled, sharp face that is adorned with delicate makeup to soften those harsh features. This is a very strikingly pretty woman. So much so that they're almost perfectly sculpted, like all of the angles are exactly right.
Really symmetrical.
Very symmetrical.
Yeah.
And they're dressed, interestingly, in the least bougie outfit. It's merely a simple set of adventuring pants with a studded leather cuirass. However, they do walk with a certain level of elegance. The others sort of, either stumbled or just walked. This person is determinedly walking with a certain sway to themselves.
I think
Catwalk.
she's going for the neo-poverty look.
Yeah.
Female Brendan Fraser in The Mummy.
Yeah.
It's
For some reason I'm imagining Theresa May walking out. I don't know.
Wow.
Which is not elegant at all.
Or symmetrical.
My brain is broken.
That's funny.
And
That happened in real life.
How does it
Factol
work?
Alison Nilesia. And from the balcony that the speaker is at, you see coming from the doorway behind a short, blue-skinned girl. She doesn't look older than 13. She's garbed in a frilled red cloak and large metal spurred boots and a long sword strapped to her hip. She's wearing a red headband decorated with the flying serpent of the Mercy Killers as it's holding up her spiked short hair. Nilesia will speak now. And she steps forward and this individual sort of taps her throat. And they start speaking with a booming voice. Sigillians, today is my first address alongside Hashkar and my first public event ever since I have been placed by the unseen hands of justice into the chair at the head of my family, the fearless and tireless Mercy Killers. Know that the factor who addresses you today is not the complacent ghost of Malin, who is blind to the evils on our streets, the disrepair of our walls, and the schemes of our prisoners. I address you today from a position of newfound strength for my faction. And she sort of grips her sword to her side.
Running on a bit of a law and order ticket.
I address you as a fellow citizen, concerned and anxious with the moral decay of the city of doors. I address you as a comrade in arms in the war against the predation and malfeasance. I, like you, have drank from the bitter cup of injustice. It walks in our streets. It walks among you now. And she sort of glares at everyone in the
God.
crowd.
I look away.
Yeah. Just pausing slightly at D.
No one knows.
Just sensing the
Who's
evil.
gonna know?
They're gonna
How would
know.
they know?
I'm not gonna know.
They're gonna know.
They know.
It takes many forms. Malcontents who preach revolution but deliver only violence. Armed thugs. And she looks over at Factor Sauron and the harmonium.
Shots fired.
Charged
Shade.
with our protection, who reign with fear and brutality. So-called free thinkers who infest our markets without concern for the rules of commerce. Bleary-eyed bureaucrats who choke the wheels of justice with their corruption. Injustice lurks in the very crowd around you, in your houses, in your brothels and temples. The black heart of it beats in our factions. At that point, she sort of raises a hand, and you see down in the center of the pit a series of rag-wearing individuals being marched out into the center of this large sanded area as they're being led towards the 16 gallows.
Oh damn.
It's about to get
Do we
real.
recognize any of them?
None of you recognize any of them.
Okay, it's good. It's fine. We don't have memories of them at least.
We don't have.
Yeah.
And then we find out later.
Yeah.
And these 16 individuals are wearing just like very tattered, dirty robes, and they're being led up towards the gallows. And Nylesia will say, "It is with confidence and pride that I say to you, my own family is not without flaw. These people before you, mercy killers all, have been tried and found guilty of breaching their roles of civil conducts."
Cleaning house.
That's why the guy who was awake, he was probably judging them. Hashkar is the order guy, isn't he? He is the order judge?
He is the leader of the governors.
God, he's been busy.
He's been busy. I know, sorry. I'm just assuming.
Confidence, because the light of justice shines through me. I am its envoy. And pride, because purging that which is weakest, the mercy killers become ever stronger. These criminals held justice, your justice, Sigil, in their hands, but never in their hearts. They fumbled it badly, some by choice, others by circumstance, but all have been found wanting. They stand here today in rags, serving lifetime sentences of hard labour as declared by my cowardly predecessor, Malin. She then looks down to the gallows, and as she sort of stares at them, the mercy killers that had led them in begin to put the nooses around all of their heads and stand them upon the buckets. And she looks at them and says, "My former brothers and sisters, Were you true soldiers of justice? Were you true mercy killers? Your night would have been tortured by thoughts of the mercy Malin showed you. Tonight, I give you and all Sigillians the gift of true justice. Today, I commute your sentences and release you into its welcoming hands. And with that, she opens her arms, and all of the soldiers kick the buckets from underneath the 16 ragged individuals.
She ain't playing. She
I
ain't
was-
playing.
Some of their necks snap immediately,
Yeah.
and various cheers start to erupt from the crowd, from the conversation that Spike had with Kemen.
Mm-hmm.
You know that public executions are a thing that a lot of people tend to go to as a form of entertainment in Sigil. So a lot of these people, when they probably heard that it had moved from the Hall of Speakers here, it probably drew a larger crowd of people thinking that there was going to be an execution today.
It's gonna be something good. Can I look if any of them? So you said some of the necks have snapped. If any of them look like they're not snapped or not dead, can I cast message and just
Is that 100 feet?
120?
120. You're probably a little bit too far.
Can I try and notice, even if he doesn't work, can I try and notice him working magic, or is that not
Message is verbal, so you would whisper
Verbal
Yes,
somatic.
Verbal somatic
verbal somatic.
material? Yeah.
So depending on whether you were trying to hide it.
I'd be trying to be subtle. I wouldn't be trying to hide it necessarily from these guys, but obviously if it's out of
You'll
range,
do
it's
like
out of range.
subtle gestures. So you probably notice that he's
Yeah,
doing something with his hands that you've seen him do before, and you can see
I'd be
he
like
whispers.
humming a little tune as I do it.
I think you actually have to whisper the message. I think that's
Yeah.
how message works.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
you whisper it and then they hear it.
But I assume you have to, the verbal component, you gotta hum a tune to, because I'm a bard, you gotta hum a tune to be able to.
seeing
it
this and you're like intensely looking at one of them, I just like grab your hand. This is not the time.
I wanted to see if they had any last requests.
That is not for you to decide.
Well, it's
And
for
it
me.
is not for you to bring her upon us.
I just was. Well, it doesn't matter now. I'm out of range anyway.
The ones who's next,
I didn't want to do it anyway. God.
the ones whose necks did not immediately snap begin dancing on the leafless tree, struggling for breath. After a short while, their bodies hang limp. At that moment, the individual with the scroll pulls out a new scroll. And he steps forth and furls it. On this, the first day of Quintember of the 124th cycle of Hashkar's reign, Alison Nylesia, the lawful factor of the Mercy Killers, does issue the following decree. Henceforth, the punishment for petty crimes where no bodily injury results and no property is taken or damaged, or crimes where the aggrieved are partially responsible, shall be 10 years incarceration in our prison. And there's a small murmur and a sort of like slight outcry from the crowd.
They know that they all should be in jail.
Yeah.
Henceforth, the punishment for misdemeanors, including minor matters of violence, larceny, not to the excess of 1,000 jink in value, or destruction of property, shall be 10 years hard labour in a mercy killer camp on Acheron, Carcerai, or Gehenna. And again, more murmuring amongst the crowd.
Not a great time to be a grifter.
Henceforth, the punishment for felonies or crimes committed against the heart of our city, including murderers, arsoners, rapists, slavers, thieves, terrorists, or betrayers, shall be death.
They included slavery in that. That's good.
Yeah, but
Nylesia will then step forth. Furthermore, I pledge troops to Rowan Darkwood to help enforce all legal mispayments, outstanding loans, and taxes. And in return, he has pledged his support in eradicating crime from this great city. And at that moment, her arms, she'll drop them down, and the huge gate doors at the bottom of the tower that open out into the pit swing open, and you see a large, stunted creature lumber forth. The wings are tattered and broken, and a large creature that you can try to roll me a nature check. See if this is something that you've heard of. You know, a lot of your memories of your past are done, but obviously specific memories of how some things work also work.
13.
13?
Dirty 20.
30, 20?
18.
18?
19.
19? You got Barbara?
I rolled a 2.
So pretty much everyone is aware and recognizes this as a giant wyvern,
Oh.
and it lumbers forward clumsily. And it goes out into the pit, and it goes forth to the gallows, and over the next 10-15 minutes just begins devouring
Damn.
the bodies.
Does it look like it's been kept hungry? Like,
It's very large. It doesn't look like it's been kept hungry.
so it doesn't look like it's been mistreated and like.
Its wings are damaged. It does not look like it's able to fly. But other than that, it looks like it is well fed.
Being prisoners.
Good supply.
And with this grisly display, Nylesia will then leave the balcony. And after all of the bodies have been devoured, everyone just starts to leave. The remains, the bones, start to get picked up by the Mercy Killers and taken back.
A wyvern is like a small dragon with 4 legs and
Yeah.
wings? Or is it...
Yeah, so a wyvern has 2 legs and sort of hands at the end of its wings,
Okay.
and it has a huge stinger at the end of its tail.
Okay, so its wings are like its front arms.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Just trying to get that picture in my head.
that's fine.
Like a Skyrim dragon or a Game of Thrones dragon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That aren't dragons, they're wyverns. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, this thing eats, and then it moves itself back through the gated doors, and they close again, and people start to leave the crowd, and the factols that you saw also start to leave.
This city is going to get ugly really fast.
Yeah. We better make sure we're not caught up in anything.
No. Let's.
I feel, I'll say it now, that's going to be a very difficult proposition knowing who we are.
It doesn't make me want to stay, put it that way.
Yeah. I feel like our base of operations should no longer be Sigil for,
Obvious
tax
reasons.
purposes.
In offshore.
We're going to go offshore.
So D, let's get this business done and off to the Beastlands then,
God, please.
fast as possible.
Yeah.
Alright.
I was looking forward to coming back, but this is concerning.
I wasn't.
Let's go straight to the best man.
Funny enough, after confessing my secret, I'm gonna abandon you guys and I'm gonna go
It's not a secret anymore.
try and find my my friend.
So you head on into the prison, yeah.
I'll inform you guys I need to make contact with someone.
Should we
get
just
some info?
Meet
should
up
we
at
just
the house
say
later?
we'll meet at the house at the end of the day?
Mhm.
It's sort of like mid-morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
about midday-ish.
Okay.
It's peak.
Meet at the house. It's actually got cycles So it doesn't
It
actually.
does have day cycles, so
Okay.
it gets a little bit lighter. It's never bright enough for creatures with light sensitivity
Right.
to have any issues. Vampires, drow, etc. It's never so bright that they're uncomfortable. But yes, it does get darker at anti-peak and lighter at peak.
Right. Let's meet back at the house at
Even
nightfall, and then we'll see. All right. So we're going to the Dusters.
Yep.
You need to speak to someone here. What do I do to? If you've got any business in Sigil, I suggest you conclude it fast.
I have no business with Sigil. I'm frankly done with Sigil.
I think
Sigil
everything
is
is going to be
done
done
with
with you.
Yeah, I think it was already done with me.
Yeah.
Let's be honest and say that we haven't done anything wrong yet. So
Yeah.
technically,
Should be fine.
we are fine.
Not yet.
As long
But
as we watch our step.
But it does seem like things of that kind does follow us around.
yeah, I do love a bit of sin. It's
You're gonna get us all killed.
It is your faction after all.
Indeed.
I need to write a letter.
All right.
I gotta say, there are some things I agree with.
No, I don't disagree. And she's going hard on crime. This city does look like it needs it. Let's be honest about that.
It is an interesting method, though.
She is
Whether or not it speaks of strength or weakness is
Mm.
another.
It speaks of desperation.
very hard hand.
It speaks of someone who is trying to put their stamp on the city.
Or
It
someone
just-
who already has that much power that she is confident.
She just
she can do
started
this.
on the job.
Possibly.
She
I don't want to
just-
find out either way.
No. Thing is, at any point we could get caught doing something a bit under the table, and that's 10 years.
Or even just a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Could be enough to land us in the
Could
cliff.
either be framed.
Could be.
It doesn't
We
look like they're going to be very lenient in any way, shape, or form.
You owed that debt. Imagine if you didn't have the house to pay. You would have been straight off to
Mhm.
10
the labour
years.
camp.
10 years.
Gehenna or somewhere.
Let's go. Let's
to
go.
go.
I
Alright.
don't want to talk about this anymore.
Alright, off we go. At the
Okay.
house, nightfall, don't be late.
So
Bring food.
You are heading off to the Dustman D and Link. Spike is heading off into the prison. Brady's going to write a letter.
Post office.
Where are you gonna do that?
I don't know.
Oh, someone needs to inform our friend, the Diamond Center.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
it
the
right.
marketplace.
Here.
Happy to do that. Kegel.
The documents that says
Ah,
that he's allowed to have a connection.
That's fine. I'll do that. We
See
do
if you
that,
can
yeah.
squeeze any more out of that.
What do you mean?
Well, we got him a really good deal. Just get something. Do it.
Alright.
You're very good with people. You tend to go well when you talk to people. Bye.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
If you hit me, you're going to jail for 10 years.
Spike is heading to the to find Kegel Bright.
Yeah, I'll go too.
You joining?
Yeah.
Eagle.
So, as you guys start to travel, I will do Spike first, since the prison is literally just across the road
Boom.
from the tower. So, as you head in, you see the familiar sight of the prison, the ward, all different wards of the prisoners held inside of them. And you sort of make your way down to the lower ground levels where Kemen's office was. And after a couple of minutes, you get through the guards. You've shown your symbols of membership, I presume.
Yep.
And you find yourself just outside of Kemen's office.
I knock.
Come in.
It's me.
Ah, yes. We've been gone for a few days. As have I.
Good days.
Interesting days.
Not many people pray for interesting days.
No. How are you doing? How was your trip? Or wherever you've been?
I went to heaven.
Which one?
The good one.
Again, which one? Good is a matter of perspective for different people.
I just kind of shake my head. You have something for me?
Yes, I managed to find some information. It's concerning. It would transpire that the individual, Hashkar 102-17, had attempted to break in to the Terran family estate. The Terrans are one of the prolific legal families for Bladelings. They broke in with two other individuals, Hashkar 102-53 and Hashkar 102-54. It would transpire that they were tipped off. The Terran family had all of their guards there, waiting. A fight broke out. Hashkar 102-17 died. 53 and 54 were punished and are currently being held in one of the slave training camps for reatonement and retraining. That is all I've managed to dig up without bringing too much attention to myself. Hopefully it's something that you were not aware of.
If the scene started out a candlelight or whatever, sort of like flickering over
Yep.
Hashkar's form, and as he speaks, you see Hashkar again, and through a trick of the light he appears paler. His posture's unsteady, and the kind of confidence in which he usually carries himself is more put on than normal. He nods. The Terran family, they're lawyers,
Correct.
and I presume they hold records of whatever deals and transactions may occur.
They hold many records. They have a vault in their home.
Once again, I have no idea how to thank you for this.
It is fine. There are not many of us outside of Zorinar, and I do not always have the same beliefs as my people.
Ashkar smirks. That makes two of us, it seems.
Is there anything else I can do? Or is that all the information you require?
Appearance-wise, the ruling class aren't like too physically different from
So
the other half of it.
the main difference is that when the Kamakta are created, their spikes are shorn down to sort of like plates, which is what Spike technically has, is these sort of plates, whereas Kemen has the prolific
The
spikes.
thorns, yeah.
That is the main discerning feature between the two races.
Ashkar stands up and says, "Thank you. You make a good comrade. I'm sure you make a fine officer."
Yes, well, I should hope so, in my station. But I'm glad I can be of some service to you.
If you need my assistance, send people for me.
Certainly. Will that be all?
I nod.
Then have a pleasant day. And I presume you heard the announcement.
I was there.
I would suggest you keep out of trouble. Fortunately, slavery is illegal here in Sigil. But if you come across any of our other kind, and they share the same beliefs as our kind, they may try to apprehend you.
It all revolves around Sigil, doesn't it? Thank you.
And
Before I leave, you do not have to answer, but what has been the atmosphere here? What's the feeling?
in the prison, it's been very hectic. Trying to ensure that everyone is informed of what's going on ahead of time so that the moment of the declaration the laws will be enacted has been a task. You would be wise not to speak out against Nylesia. She is a force to be reckoned with.
I got that impression.
Many of the people that supported Milan have fled or been rounded up.
I presume that as well. I nod. Thank you. I'll make sure I'll give no reason for her to turn her gaze upon me.
Excellent.
Good luck.
Good luck to you too. And with that, we'll take a brief break. We are finishing a little early today, but we did also start a little bit late. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break here. We'll come back to everyone else's actions, and that will probably start to round up the back end of it once everything has been sorted. So we'll be back in 5 minutes just whilst we cool down because it's very hot still. thank you for waiting and welcome back. So, we'll move on to... You're heading out to the lower ward, if I remember correctly. No, you're going to the hive to see the dustman, and you're going to the market ward. So the market ward will be the second closest one. So we'll move over to Sprite and Brady. So you head to the market ward. So, as you enter the Grand Bazaar, there is a lot of hubbub going on.
What?
You see a lot of the guards of the Free League, the individuals that sort of go around and make sure that all of the merchants are okay and so on. They are running around like crazy.
Whoa.
They look like they're being chased, or do they look
They
like
don't
they're
look like
doing
they're
the
being
chasing?
chased. They're not even doing any chasing specifically.
Okay.
You can see that they look like they're making preparations.
Oh my god.
The new boss is taking a step in and
Yeah, I think they mentioned something about, free market or something.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the tradespeople were being dickheads, wasn't it? Is that
something like that.
They are not honouring the rules of
of
commerce.
commerce? That's
Right.
Whatever in the hell that means.
So basically they're running around like blue-assed flies trying to...
It
Guard
looks
their shit,
like
probably.
they're starting to try and lock the market ward, specifically the Grand Bazaar, down.
probably not paying
As
taxes.
in, like, closing it?
Not closing it, but they're making sure that there are sort of waypoints. You know, if you're trying to get in,
Okay.
there's like a gate, a guarded gate sort of
So you know who goes in,
situation.
who comes out, and...
Mm-hmm.
Great. So it begins.
Yeah, I guess Kegel will want to be making that move to,
Yeah.
Celestia. Let's just see if we can find him.
Let's just stay as innocent as possible.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, as you head in, as I said, they seem to be making a lot of preparations. These are people that are literally just like you, come
Oh, yeah.
straight from the prison. So there is no sort of enforced situation as it stands right now,
Mm-hmm.
but they are running around, and you can see they're getting, any pieces of material, metals, whatever, so they can try and basically lock down the Grand Bazaar. As you make your way through, you do, however, see Keeble.
Nice. Is he running around like crazy, or is
He isn't running
sitting?
around like crazy. He is just at his stall.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, we're going to approach Kegel with a smile.
Friends!
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. I hope your trip was fortuitous.
Very much.
For both of us, of course.
So, well,
Absolutely.
I think you'll be... Well, I don't want to spoil it, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
We have some very good news, and we also have some very lucrative information for you.
This is good, this is good.
Yes.
What have we got?
Shall we give him the good news on the permit?
Yeah, absolutely. How... Have you heard of a place called Heart's Faith?
Yes, this is one of the towns at the end of Mount Celestia.
Mm.
Sort of on the water, very easy to get to.
Very
Absolutely.
beautiful, touristic.
Yeah, everyone that comes into Mount Celestia goes through there pretty
Everybody wants a souvenir.
much. That's right, and they were sorely lacking.
They were like, I need a necklace or something. There was nothing there. It was crazy. Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, do not leave me on my tenterhooks.
Go on, give it to him.
Well, like straight away, like just give it
Yeah,
to me.
we've also got information for
Okay.
him too.
Okay. Ta-da! I don't get the.
He sort of
Decree
looks
or
at
whatever
it
it is.
and, it's signed with the forged signature of the very bumbling.
Oh yeah.
But it's, he still has the rights to make those declarations, even though the actual mayor is not in town, so he's the de facto mayor. And you sort of see a very big, bright, beaming smile sort of emerge from his face. He's like, yes, this is good, thank you.
Now, while we were there, we managed to do a little bit of, would you call it reconnoitering? We found out
What?
basically what what there is a surplus of and what they need in terms of your fabulous gems.
Excellent, excellent. What? Come
Well,
on,
that
do not
was
leave me waiting. This is.
We were hoping maybe
We could negotiate a
Yeah.
friendly.
Business people, I
Because
see.
seeing as we fulfilled our first agreement, this is another agreement that we can explore as friends.
absolutely. I mean, you could go there now and trade, but
Friendly
the
friends.
information we have could be invaluable.
Excellent. Well, I have heard the news, and you know,
Mhm.
It could be the time to explore a new avenue.
You think you might be making your way out of this town?
I think this might be a good idea.
Yeah, I think we came at the right time.
You are stars.
I know. Don't stop, but don't.
So,
So if you'd be amenable to
What can you offer us?
discussing the...
I do not know the value of your information.
Wow. Have you ever wanted to change your life for the better?
Are you some sort of pyramid scheme now?
No, I don't have the time.
Might as well at
patience.
this
Well,
point.
Sorry.
These amazing
That-
berries from
That
Mount
is
Celestia.
that is a slanderous of sorry. A upward level marketing scheme, yes.
No, nothing of the sort. We were just hoping for an exchange. You know, goods for information. That's all.
You want some jewelry?
Something valuable that we could
Something-
either use as a gate key or
Something equal to the value of the information, which we feel is going to be very beneficial to
very
your
lucrative to you.
your career and your life and your family. I mean, really, it's, you know, in these times, these strange and hard times.
Yes, very strange and hard times.
So what do you feel that you have to offer us for this information?
I have many jewels and gems. Is there anything that tickles your fancy? I have this exquisite piece. And he sort of goes down and he rummages out and he pours out this. It's like a blue metal
Okay.
necklace, and he's like, "This is very fashionable these days."
Does it look? Do we recognize it as like a typical valuable substance, or?
Can do me a nature check.
Yes, I can. Oh,
Yes.
that should be decent.
Does anyone remember? You know when we put the gem
Oh,
into
no.
this statue
19.
to go to Mount Celestia? There were different gems you could put in there to go to different places.
Yep.
Does anyone remember?
Got
Oh.
notes.
You got
Captain
notes?
notes, yeah.
amazing.
Amber to go to Mount
That's
Celestia, ruby to go to prime material, and then you have the green gem that takes you to Elysium.
Okay. Okay.
So you identify the metal that's used to make this necklace as an ore that is found deep in one of the mountains of Pandemonium.
Oh.
Um,
Sounds rare. No.
It is relatively rare. Not many people want to go to Pandemonium.
I bet I know someone.
It's a bit
the,
chaotic.
the noise is mostly what drives people off. If you hear
I
the
definitely
noise,
know someone.
you will definitely go deaf. But there is a very good chance that the noise might kill you. Not many
Okay.
people go there.
It's very
well,
beautiful.
Yeah,
But
we are travelers. What's worth more to us is maybe
Something that would unlock
yeah.
maybe a portal.
Particularly, we're looking maybe Beastlands or
Yeah.
Batopia. Do you know of anywhere that would get us there?
Nothing that requires anything that I have.
Oh, that is a shame.
Perhaps we could trade for some information.
Yeah, maybe information for information then. Do you know of any?
You want to
Local
go
portals?
to Beastlands?
Or Bitopia?
Yeah.
I know how to get to Beastlands.
Yeah? Wait, did we already find this out before?
I have no
I feel
idea.
like
Do we know?
we already know this.
Would we know that we know this?
I
think Philippe might
don't
know.
remember. Philippe should hopefully know.
I don't know why, I just feel like it's come up before.
We talked to a little kid, but I thought the kid told us how to get
Mechanis.
to
That mechanics, because
Mechana.
it was
Yeah.
the metal flower.
That was right. We got information about like.
No, I don't think so.
The
I
Lady
don't
Reading
have
Woods and
memory
stuff
I
of
like
it.
don't think we
together.
know how to get there at all.
Okay, that's fine. Just checking.
Otherwise, we
I
would
may
have
have it, but I don't have memory of it at the moment.
You guys don't have any memory of it?
Let me just have a quick look here. Look at that. I literally have nothing in front of Beastlands.
That's
Nice.
fair enough.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that I'm correct.
Well then, I mean that seems like a pretty fair trade.
Yeah. I
What do
guess
you
so.
think?
Yeah.
I mean, Dee won't be very happy with this. I think he was hoping for us to come home with cold hard cash, but
Well, maybe we could buy something like cheap, and we could tell them that it was free. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I quite like that.
So we have deal?
Yeah.
We
I
have,
think so.
we have a deal.
Beastlands and Bitopia.
Do you know how to get to
I
Batopia?
Do not know how to get to
Then
Batopia.
Beastlands.
To the Beastlands.
Yeah.
Excellent. I can do this. How do we do this? You know, one person
Alright.
gives information to the other? How?
Well, how about a handshake?
Hey, excellent.
Alright.
So reaches out.
Shake a fan.
Yeah, handshake.
There we go. Now we're bound by our word. Okay, so
Yeah, do not break this because.
okay, so in Hearth's faith, there are pearls abundant in the sea, and people are diving there all the time. So there is absolutely no point in bringing pearls with you. They don't need them. They got them. Also, gold is like really taboo.
Don't even take it though.
Don't trade with it. Everybody uses silver.
So
So the tourists there might like to do some trading. We went to like a big bank, so you could bring gold with you as a, you know.
like a trading commodity kind
Yeah.
of thing.
But then obviously, if you're trading silver with the tourists, then you'll be getting gold, and you can use that wherever you want. But the other thing is, there's a huge building made completely out of lapis lazuli.
Interesting.
So I don't think that that is a very exciting gem for them.
I don't think it's rare.
No. It's like, oh, well, we see that every day as we go past.
It's just
Go
like,
to the well,
like
you know.
wood.
No gold, no lapis, no pearls.
Yeah. But anything else, I mean,
Fair
They-
game.
yeah. And
Yeah.
there's tons of these little cute little food dogs running around, and they're really useful. So make friends with them when you get there, because they're like
It's
little
like-
messengers
It's
all
like
over.
free labor.
Mm.
But
Free
yeah,
labor?
but
How
like
can I
they're
claim
nice.
any problems
But
here?
like they're happy to do it.
They
It's
are.
like-
In fact, if you made them little coats with your like logo on it or something, I'm sure they would just happily trot around town.
Yeah.
doing
Or if you
free
buy them a
advertising.
pastry, they really.
Oh
love
yeah,
that.
they love pastries.
Yeah.
Excellent. This is good. Thank you for the information.
Hopefully, it's valuable to you.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if I show up there and I have gold, and everyone's like, no gold, I have dead stock.
They'll laugh you.
Absolutely.
They'll laugh you out of the city.
Yeah, they. What did they say? They said it was
Heavy
not
on the soul.
heavy on the soul.
Yeah.
So although silver's heavy on your pocket because you got to carry more, that was
it's
like
kind
their
of
thing.
ironic. It's weird.
I know it doesn't make much sense, but
They're funny like that.
they're real religious.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you. Now, the information that I have,
Hmm.
to get to the Beastlands, there is a place it's in the ladies' ward, I think it's called the Blood Gem Park.
Oh
Oh.
no, we went there. I
That's-
went there.
Yeah, you
I
went
was
that
drawn.
place.
I was
Yeah.
drawn to that place.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
That makes
Blood
sense.
Gem Park. Where? Okay.
Yes, there is
It's over here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
This
there
one?
is a an archway of vines.
Okay.
Vines,
Yeah.
The portal key
Yeah.
there is a wild flower cutting. It was very hard to find in Sigil.
A wild
Yeah.
flower.
Wild flower,
A real flower.
yes.
Wow.
Mm.
Very hard to find in Sigil. Every plant here is we here with a purpose. Razor vine is the only thing that
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
grows wild here.
Hey,
But
we know.
this will lead you to just outside of the outskirts of Faunal.
How do you spell that?
Faunal,
Yeah.
Faunel. This is the gate town that leads from the Outlands to the Beastlands.
Okay.
There is a tree in Faunal
Uh huh.
that you have to go through. It is protected.
Checks it how?
There's an individual there by the name of Wrath
Wrath.
Wrath.
Oh, he sounds real nice.
That doesn't sound.
I'm sure you will get on fine.
Oh yeah. Oh well, we're very likable people.
He is the person that guards the portal, and yes.
And are there any like special things that we need to do on the other side, or is it a simple crossing apart from?
Once you go through the portal, you end up in the gate town. Not gate town, into the Beastlands.
And this Wrath man, he or them, what do they need in order to be? What do we need in order to be friends with them for them to let us through?
They are very finicky. It depends on the day. I'm afraid I cannot give you any further information in regards to that.
Interesting.
But you make friends with them, and they can open the portal for you.
All right.
I just give you one fair warning.
Mhm.
Do not go hunting in the Beastlands, and take plenty of supplies.
Okay.
I say this because there is an organization there. They do not take too kindly to people going out hunting.
Like, are all the animals and stuff like protected by them? Are they sort of sacred?
Like endangered?
Yes, I would not say endangered, but
Okay.
they do not like people hunting. So,
What about people who are from the Beastlands?
I mean, some of them are members of the faction. But hunting is, they do not like this. If you
Interesting.
go there and you hunt, and they find out, they hunt.
Are they all what's the word? Do they all eat vegetables there? Like nobody eats meat at all? Or do they farm animals?
The animals are wild, they cannot be tamed. In no capacity can they be tamed.
Well, then we probably shouldn't bring jerky, I imagine, because they'll be like, "Where did you get that?"
Yeah.
We'll be like, "We didn't kill anyone, we swear."
Yeah.
But yes, I recommend you bring plenty of supplies, food.
Okay, so towns and cities and lodgings are going to be few and far between.
Oh, there is only one in the first layer.
There's only one.
There are communities, but they are communities.
Yeah. Do you go there often?
Not if I can help it.
Oh.
Did you want to ask something place specific?
Well, there is a particular place that we were hoping to explore, known as the Glade of Unicorns. I think it's in the. It's not in the first. Is it in the first layer?
I'm afraid I do not know it.
You haven't heard of it?
I am afraid not.
Oh, that is a real shame. We'll just have to ask the very friendly and
Yeah.
environmentally
welcoming.
conscious people when we get there.
Yeah. Sounds like a really, really welcoming place. Not hostile at all.
You
I
wouldn't
mean,
happen to know when you go where you get your wildflowers from?
mostly the Outlands.
But to get to the Outlands, we need a wildflower.
The Outlands is a very large place. There are many other places.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. As I said, bring lots of food and supplies. And maybe there a while.
Yes.
Well, if that is all, our business is concluded.
I wanted to add one more thing. When you go to Heart's Faith, just be aware that the Modron March has just gone through,
Yeah,
Right.
it's not looking
and they're
its
rebuilding.
best.
Aha, if they are rebuilding, that means
They will need supplies.
they will need supplies.
They will.
People like pretty things.
Absolutely.
It makes them feel better about recent losses.
That's true. Yeah. So
Excellent.
I just didn't want you to get a fright when you got there and saw, trampled houses and things like that. So
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your information, and I hope your adventure to the Beastlands is fortuitous,
Yeah.
alright.
Me too.
fruitful.
Are you gonna head over to Mount Celestia right quickly?
I do not know. I will have to see how things go.
I wouldn't tarry.
This is
Seriously.
excellent. I will keep that in mind.
Saying as a friend, not as a transaction.
Excellent. I will keep that in mind.
Oh, should we buy something? Do you have anything that we could take? Do you have anything that just help me save face in front of my friend? well, friend, I mean,
I
colleague.
don't know. I think we got lots of information. I think he'll be pleased.
You think so?
But that's
Trinket?
totally up to you.
A trinket?
Uh,
Anything? I'm looking at him with pleading eyes, like, as a friend.
Any dead stock that you want to move?
Yeah.
Literally begging.
Anything that you, anything that you can't shift?
do me a persuasion check. Or a pity check.
Ooh, that was bad. That is 17.
17. Okay, I give you this. And he pulls out sort of like a little copper ring.
Oh.
It's not particularly fancy. It's sort of like, you know, for the poor people that want to buy something, you know, got to
Yeah.
cater to all of the walks of life. I can give you this for free.
It's beautiful. I will take it.
It's better than that belly ring that we got from the goblins. You remember that?
Nipple ring.
It was a nipple ring. That's right.
No, I genuinely had blotted that out.
Sorry. People, if you are going to Heart's Fate, would you mind passing a letter on to one of these food dogs?
Certainly.
I can pay you a couple silver for you.
It is fine. You have done many.
Thank you. Just give me one moment, and I'll go in the corner and I'll write out a letter to my little brother.
Okay.
It says Siddle's not safe at the moment. The laws are super strict. We're not going to be there. I'll contact you with our new place of residence. P.S. I love you. Have you talked to that girl yet? Bye.
That's cute.
Cool. Awesome. Well, with that and the time that we're at, I'm afraid we'll have to leave the trip to the mortuary until next session. So I'm going to have to call it there, I'm
Sorry,
afraid.
guys.
That's right. We could start on that one.
Yep.
Start fresh.
Yep. Start
Yeah.
fresh.
What was
And
the
cool,
name, What was
hopefully.
the name of the place that has the protected tree with the wrath?
Faunal.
Fornal.
Faunal. F-A-U-N-E-L.
Oh, like fauna, but faunal. I like that. That's
And it's on
nice.
the other side of the portal, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's in the
I
outlines.
can't believe that Sprite wanted to go to the Blood Gem Park because she just felt like she needed to be there for some reason,
the only
and
greenery
we
in this
didn't
place.
even
Yeah.
know. Well, no, there's
Yeah.
like there's something there.
There's a couple of small parks. There
There's
is
a few
one
little
which
things.
is
But that was the place.
But that was specifically
That's
the
the one you
one.
were drawn to.
That's
Yeah.
crazy,
It's pretty good.
It's meant to be.
and it's close to Dirk and Perkins.
But you could do druidcraft. Maybe that'd be enough.
Well, I need the
Real-
flower, and I can
real
open
flower.
it with it. It has to be real.
Oh.
Yeah, but he had a good idea.
Oh, okay. Love it.
Cool. Well, we will come back next week. Thank you very much for joining us and visiting the Hodgepodge Tavern. We hope you enjoyed the adventure today. Please do like, comment, subscribe. We are a little bit behind in putting our YouTube video because we've had some technical difficulties in getting it uploaded.
Sorry.
But yes, please do follow us on all of our socials. We will take a very quick break whilst I do an experience rundown. We'll be back in a minute. Please do remember to vote on the poll. We'll pop in a little message just to remind you.
Just write the name of your favorite. Write the name of your favorite player.
Yes,
in the-
exactly.
in the
And then we'll
chat.
gain some bonus experience points.
Oh
So
my
we'll
God.
go back in about a minute or two whilst I just do a little tally.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you for briefly waiting. So, In terms of experience distributed out, I will give everyone 60 experience points because you managed to get out of Mount Celestia. You achieved everything that you were looking to do there, and you also made it with detriment to yourself, even though it didn't really make much of a difference. But you really pushed to try and get back for the address, which if you hadn't made it, you may not know what's going on in the city. So
And Carl would be sad because he wrote a massive
it's fine. It's fine. The message speech is fine. You just wouldn't know what had happened in it, and if you didn't know what happened in it, things would be very different. So
Link with
Things
his
would be very confusing.
grifter.
Yeah.
Like would have got us all in trouble.
exactly.
That's
So-
out of the way.
60 for everyone, and I will also be awarding an additional 60 to Spike
That's fine.
for setting things
Nice.
in motion, and they have learnt a little bit more about what's going on with their backstory.
Love that.
And you have potentially a new lead.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ask your brothers to stay behind.
on that note,
I'm dead.
You didn't have a choice.
I'm dead.
On that note, we'll start with the blips being awarded. So, the first blip would be creative use of spell or ability. Anyone feel anyone did that? I don't think it really was.
Josh used his creative thing to make a statue to put it in.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then a
I vote
seat
for
to...
That was yeah, that's true. I'm happy
Yeah.
with that.
And he was thinking about it the whole week, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Excellent. Hopefully
No.
what you saw was fortuitous for you.
Yeah.
Um,
That's good.
So, in which case, if everyone's in agreement, that is 60 experience points for
Boom.
Link. Next, we have heroic, selfless, or furthering the party goal. If you feel anyone encompass that today?
Not particularly
Yeah,
heroic.
no.
I think we all pushed the party goal, but we already got experience points
You
for
guys
that.
went to speak to someone about the.
Yeah, but it wasn't really heroic. We just went there and
Yeah, to be
talked.
fair, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think we skipped that one.
We
for
skipped
now.
that one.
we skipped.
Yeah.
And next is intangible. Anything you feel should be awarded, but doesn't fall into any particular category. Just something you feel should be acknowledged.
I know we talked about it just then, but I like the connection to the Beastlands being that park
Yeah.
that the sprite was
And that
just
intuition.
naturally drawn towards.
Mm.
That's
think
so
that's-
freaky.
That's
Yeah, I
it.
love that.
That's hilarious.
Because that's like not even something that was set up.
No,
It's just-
that's just a total accident.
that was literally just.
It just happened to be
Yeah.
a park.
So
Yeah, I like that too.
As an
Excellent.
intangible.
If everyone's in agreement,
Yeah.
that'll be 60
Oh, I'll
for Sprite for
Thank
their
you.
intuition. So finally, we have our
Intuitive
poll.
roleplay.
Nobody has actually voted. Has anyone said anything in the chat?
No chat.
I guess
What?
it goes to
Are you
Kyle
okay?
then.
Are you feeling ill?
Not Kyle is not around today.
Kyle is not around.
What do
He
you
was.
mean?
He's still in Canada.
What do you mean?
Totally not Spike.
Is he following? Is he following Kyle's footsteps? Not, but he says it's
Totally
not
not Spike.
Kyle.
Not me.
Alright,
Excellent.
I guess we skipped that one.
So nobody gets anything for
Nobody
that, I'm
gets.
afraid. So again, thank you from all of us for joining us today,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. UK time. Assuming, yeah, that should be right.
Everything goes well.
So the world hasn't ended.
That's
See you
right.
then.
Bye.
Next Tuesday.
Bye.